change into our costumes. And when you see the room, everybody's just sitting down in some spot where they're supposed to sit down,
And like drinking something or eating something.
Yeah.
Like there's like no trash.
Hey guys and girls on Ask Japanese. This is your flashy fashion reporter Kathy Cat, and today we're gonna hit the streets of Tokyo and ask the foreigners to share with us some Japanese manners that really surprised them when they came to Japan. Some of these manners you only know about when you actually have lived here for a longer time, and since right now no tourists can come into Japan, the people we're asking here have lived in Japan for a prolonged amount of time and will be able to teach you stuff that you can't find anywhere else. So let's go and ask foreigners in Japan. Now, Japanese people are amazingly polite. Is there one part of Japanese manners that even surprised you a little bit?
I've been here for almost 2 years, but they still keep on surprising me. I think at first you would say they're very polite, but the more you get into the culture, the more you get to know the people. I think they're extremely all over the place, actually.
You loosen up a little bit once you
Yeah.
get to know them, right?
Yeah, I think it's more like the daytime, like this, everybody's just keeping calm. But once the sun goes down, it's like everybody's just all over the place.
It seems like you have some experiences with like some partying here in Japan.
Yeah, a little bit. I like to have a good time, for sure, yeah. And the Japanese love to have a good time.
Now, in all those good times and also at work, are there any rules or manners that kind of like, we're like, oh, I'm surprised that you have to do that? Like, for example, most people know don't put your chopsticks into the rice, but there's actually a lot of other little rules and manners. The longer you live here, you only then find out about them, right? Anything surprise you?
If I think of the top of my head, it's the biggest rule of all. If you're here working, it's the senpai kohai system. It's like the social hierarchy. That was really a mind blower. Just that you have to sort of find your space in a social construction.
Senpai kohai, can you tell me like a story out of your life for that?
Well, for me, it's kind of different because I guess as a foreigner, they don't expect me to know all the rules, especially because I haven't been here for such a long time. But it's just like, for example, the place where I work at, we have to at some point, change into our costumes. And when you see the room, everybody's just sitting down in some spot where they're supposed to sit down, And it goes like from left to right, and then on the right side you have the tables and the mirrors and everything is nice. That's where the senpais are sitting, And then on the other side of the room you have people sitting on the floor and just trying to need as less space as possible. So that's where the kohai is sitting, So that sort of thing. It's like first you just sit down wherever you think like, hey, this is cool, nobody's here. But then you understand, there's a real system behind this, and if you make a mistake, then you're gonna be in trouble, socially speaking. Yeah. So that was quite shocking to me because we don't have that in the West, I guess, But here you get measured by how long you've been with a company or basically time and rank, is so important here.
So were you like sitting down wherever you wanted to sit down and went like, oh, oops?
Exactly, yeah. It's like for the first time I was like, I didn't really, it's just like having a good time. But then I was like, hey, whoa. And then where am I supposed to be? But at some point I was like, okay, I'm gonna respect this style, Japanese style, but I'm gonna try to take my liberties whenever I can, And they understand that too.
So where are you sitting now, on the right, in the left, or in the middle?
I'm in the middle, and sometimes I just change it up to make them, go crazy.
Breaking the rules.
Exactly. Gotta do that,
What made you come to Japan? What was your inspiration to come to Japan?
I'm a professional wrestler, so I came here for my job, basically. When it comes to wrestling, Japanese really love professional wrestling. So besides that, the quality is extremely high. So it was the perfect place to go to. Also, I really like Japanese culture, so it was just I was lucky enough to be here.
Well, what's the good thing about being a wrestler in Japan then?
You can live off it. that's the most important thing. And the people are extremely you get a lot of respect for your work, and it's treated professionally, So a lot of the pro wrestling, if you're into that stuff, a lot of the legends of pro wrestling are from Japan. So it's an honor to be here to do, what I love.
What? So wait a second, is it the sporty part of wrestling you're doing, or the one with the nice costumes and the big show lights and stuff like that. Which part of wrestling are you part of?
Pro wrestling is really something in between, I would say. Also in Japan, where I don't know. Right now it's a lot of idol culture stuff as well, but it's also being treated as a sport, like with real injuries and real pain and all of that stuff. So, pro wrestling is that's really another story to tell.
For another day, maybe.
yeah, sure.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much. Are there any manners that surprised you here in Japan?
No tipping. That was pretty strange. And you have to be careful with your chopsticks, like the chopstick etiquette. I think I watched one video on YouTube and it explained all of that stuff. So like when we got here, it wasn't so bad, but no one's really called us out for anything.
Yeah, the no talking in public transportation. I don't know if that's just like, is that a Japanese thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think it's really nice because, I mean, it definitely teaches you more, like, be more disciplined. And, I mean, it's hard for Americans who, like, grew up in America and, everything. And then coming here, especially if they're younger, it's harder for them to understand. But once you tell them, they will understand.
Like not walking around and like drinking something or eating something.
Yeah.
Like there's like no trash anywhere on the ground.
Yeah.
You go to any city in the United States and there's trash everywhere.
Yeah.
So people just drink their Starbucks and throw it in a bush. But here, you don't really see anybody walking around drinking something. And I always feel weird doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to drink this Red Bull and keep walking. But
Yeah, the no tipping also, like, how does that make you feel sometimes? Because I sometimes feel like I want to give something, but that moment.
it's definitely, at first it was kind of uncomfortable because I feel like they deserve it. Like I want to show my appreciation for the service that we received. But then eventually we kind of just got used to it. So now when we go back to the States, it's going to be like, oh, great.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotta be going back to the tipping system.
Yes, more money.
Yep.
No, we love it here. It's amazing. We're so blessed to be here.
We're
We
gonna
wish
miss
we
it.
could stay, yeah.
We're going to miss it.
But we'll definitely be back to visit. So yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad you had a positive experience of
Yes.
Japan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of the rules and manners in the working life in Japan can be vitally different from your country, but then also they depend on how strict is the company that you're working for. And we have actually made a video about things in the workplace and why Japanese people prefer it if people who come from abroad actually know these things. If you intend to work in Japan, be sure to check out this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more stuff and check out our socials for the other cool things we do. Thanks for hanging out. See you soon in Tokyo. This was Kathy Cat. Bye!